Hey, everybody. Good to see you. Good to be here today. Um, we've got a good topic. I think it's going to be helpful. Let me get my slides up here. So, we're talking about something that drains more energy than people realize, and that is constantly questioning yourself every time you make a decision. Anybody do that? Hey, I'm Cindy Baker. I'm an executive function coach, which means I'm all things productivity. I specialize in helping entrepreneurs who have ADHD, and I empower people to overcome overwhelm and manage their focus so they can grow their business without burnout. So if you're somebody who spends time more time thinking about decisions than actually acting on decisions, then you're not alone. This is very, very common. Um, People overthink things. Many smart, capable people get stuck in what we call analysis paralysis. They worry about making the wrong choice, missing a better option, or regretting their decision later on. So today I'm going to show you a different way to think about decisions so you can move forward with more confidence and more peace and a lot less mental exhaustion. So you guys ready? Let's start with why this happens. Why do we second guess ourselves? There is a hidden cost of overthinking every choice. Most people assume that they second guess themselves because they need more information, but that's usually not true. In reality, many people already have enough information to make a decision. The problem is that they're carrying fear, pressure, and unrealistic expectations. So every decision feels bigger than it really is. And the result is overthinking and delaying and mental fatigue. So here's an important mindset shift is what I was trying to say, or change in the way we see things. The real problem isn't usually the decision itself, it's the pressure that you're placing on that decision. Let me say that again. The real problem is not the decision itself, it's the pressure you're placing on that decision. When you believe that every choice has to be perfect, every choice feels risky. When you believe one wrong move is going to ruin everything, then you become afraid to move at all. The goal is not to make perfect decisions. The goal is to make thoughtful decisions and then move forward. See, perfectionism is one of the biggest drivers of self-doubt, and it ends up being a trap. Perfectionism tells you that there's one perfect answer, and your job is to find that answer before taking action. The problem is that life rarely works that way. Most success comes from making a reasonable decision, learning from feedback, and then adjusting along the way. And progress creates clarity far faster than overthinking anything will. So waiting for that certainty keeps you stuck. How many of you put in the chat if that's something that you resonate with? How many overthinkers do we have in here today? By the way, if you're watching this, let me know where you're tuning in from. And if you're watching the replay, just let me know. Say hashtag replay. Many decisions are far more reversible than we think. It takes a little bit of the pressure off to realize that. Most decisions are not permanent. So stop treating every choice like it's just life sentence. You can change strategies, you can adjust plans, you can pivot, you can learn. When we act as if every decision is permanent, then we create unnecessary anxiety. So instead, ask yourself, is this decision truly irreversible? Most of the time, the answer is no. Now, most people think that confidence comes before action, that they have to feel good about a decision before they make it. But in my experience coaching clients, confidence usually comes after action. You make a decision, the best decision you can, you do think about it and you weigh your options, you make your decision, but then you take a step and you survive, you learn, you grow. Confidence follows action, not the other way around. Each action becomes evidence that you can trust yourself. That's how confidence is built. And one of my favorite tools is the 80% rule. If you have about 80% of the information that you need, make the decision. Waiting for 100% certainty a lot of times means you're going to be waiting forever. There comes a point where additional thinking no longer improves the decision, it just delays your progress. So make the best decision with the information that you have and then move on and adjust as needed. Now, another powerful strategy is creating a personal decision filter. How many of you have done that? A personal decision filter. Um, you ask yourself some questions. Does this align with my values? Does it support my goals? Does it fit the season I'm in right now? When your decisions are anchored to your values, then you stop chasing every option and start choosing what matters most. Values reduce noise. Values create clarity. Values create clarity. So it may be that you do this, but you need to ask different questions. Many people ask fear-based questions. What if this doesn't work? Like the what ifs. What if this doesn't work? What if I fail? What if people judge me? What if I lose money? Instead, ask better questions. What can I learn from this? What opportunity might this create? What's the right next step? The quality of your questions often determines the quality of your decisions. So replace those fear-based questions with forward-moving, better questions. And then trust the evidence. When self-doubt shows up, look at evidence instead of emotions. Your feelings matter, but they aren't always accurate predictors of reality. So make a list of the times that you've actually solved problems. Make a list of the times that you solved a problem and then adapted to change and figured things out. You've probably navigated far more challenges successfully than you give yourself credit for. And trust that evidence. Look at your track record, not your feelings, not your fears. Clarity comes as we take action. Most of the time, we are guided more often through taking steps than feeling certain, you know? As a person of faith, I find it tremendous comfort in the fact that God often guides me through steps, not certainty. Sometimes we're waiting for complete clarity when really we just need to take the next step, you know? Peace often comes through movement, not sitting still and analyzing things to death. So here's your challenge. Identify one decision that you've been delaying. Give yourself a deadline. Make the best decision that you can make with all the information that you have. And then take one action within the next 24 hours. Remember, momentum is built through movement. You don't need perfect certainty to move forward. You need courage for the next step. So one decision, one action today. That's my challenge to you. Now, I'd like to invite you to my next free live masterclass as well. So I will put the information below this in the notes and the comments, and you can find out the times and register for that to get your Zoom link. So I hope this has been helpful to you. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Have a great week, and I will see you next time. Bye.